What's up, AfterBuzzers? We're back with the Wrecked After Show, talking about Episode 5, No One Writes for Free, and Episode 6, Sister Mercy. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Wrecked AfterBuzz. I'm your host, Andrew Mena. Sitting to the left of me, as always, to your right, perhaps, depending on which way your computer is facing, is my lovely co-host, as always, Amy.
Hi, guys.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Amy Cassandra. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at AmyCassandra_TV and AmyCassandra.com. I love how it was like pretending to have a mic here, but I was like, wait a second.
You have a mic.
There is a mic here.
Whoa! It's called doing air bands for real. So this is a sweet jam for a sweet pair of episodes.
Yes.
Feelings overall. Let me just ask.
Feelings of love.
Feelings
for
of love.
These two episodes for sure.
For these two episodes and for a couple of these couples in these episodes, there were a lot of feels in both of these episodes.
Yes.
Yeah. They got me a couple times. I got a little misty, more so, especially more so than I thought I would, and we'll talk about this when we get into it. But in episode 6, there's some stuff in that one that I thought that was very affecting. In episode 5 too, we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about all of it. So let's start off with the beginning, sort of. So this episode is called "No One Writes for Free." So we'll get kind of to that story, which is one of the main stories of this episode. But I think we're more excited about Flowin' or Flo and Owen. I'm calling it now, Flowin', hashtag Flowin'. Flowin'. If you support it, hit us up on the Twitter, hashtag Flowin', because I ship it now so hard. They're so cute together.
See, and last time we talked about this, we touched on it, and we were like, hey, it's going to work.
I think it's going to work.
It's going to be really cute, and it sure was.
Did you notice, though? I really think they're trying really hard to play Danny against it. Like, yeah, they're like, Danny feels real jilted by this. He doesn't want to like play second fiddle to some lady, right?
He's feeling some bro jealousy.
Exactly. I think it's a little bit justified. It's never really justified, but it's a little bit justified for that character because it's like he's never really had a friend. His like whole family kind of thinks he's garbage. So like his one friend that like is like, no, you're a guy. You're like a normal guy. It's cool. Like we're friends. Is more into this other girl right now, and he's just like, make me feel special again.
I know.
So it's sadder than it is anything else, I think.
It almost felt like high school.
Yeah, I mean, there's
not in a bad way.
No, not at all. There's that sense in this island that they're all kind of going through these high schooly like cliques, and they're all going through that high school drama. That's what they kind of brought it up. Like you're gonna hook up, you're gonna break up, and then you're gonna be stuck on this island. Like it's a very like, dude, you can't date her. Then you're gonna be in geometry with her, and it's gonna be so weird. Like
yeah, totally weird.
Yeah,
I like how you said that.
Thanks. Yeah, I liked your high school voice also.
Oh, thank you.
It was good.
Yeah, but I think Danny's gonna be fine. I just think that they wanted to focus on that these couple of episodes, and who really knows if Flowin' is gonna happen like and stay together.
Yeah, and we'll talk about the moment of it we got later, but I loved how our episode began with that dream because the dream was really cute, and the flirting in the dream was not so different from the flirting they're actually doing, which I thought was a really cute reveal. It's like, oh, in his dreams they flirt like this. In real life they flirt like that. Like it was really cute. I loved also that Karen like flicks him awake, like just flicks his face until he wakes up. Hey, you have a boner, by the way. Jesus, Karen! Like,
oh my gosh, Karen!
Go away! Get up! Like, let me do my thing.
That's such a Karen thing.
I know. I loved it.
She pulled a Karen.
She really pulled a Karen.
Yeah.
So the main story of this episode is Jess and Todd, and this is actually one of the feels that I'll throw out there because this episode is wacky for them, and at the end of the episode they're stronger for it, and it's like surprisingly affecting. I'm like, oh my god, they like went through it, and now they've come out the other side, and now they're like talking about marriage and stuff, and like that whole thing where he's like, oh man, let's get married, and she's like, is this real? And he like gets down on one knee, and he's like, it's like, I feel like I'm more invested in this romance than most real romances. Like, this is beautiful.
And it sounds like I mean, everything how it started in the first episode 5, you think like, oh, they're not really going to go through with it or something.
Something's going to go right.
And so for it to actually bring them together is so weird.
It's so wonderful. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you just never know with these two, for sure.
So, spoilies, if you haven't watched the episode, pause this, go back and watch it, and join us at this exact spot in the timeline of the video. But, so they approach Tank Top, one of our very favorite of the pirates, and they do a reverse indecent proposal, which they basically offer to sleep with him in order for things.
Yeah.
Indecent proposal being like someone else, a millionaire, offering to sleep with that person's wife or whatever. So they're doing the reverse. It's just a crazy. It's just crazy. And like there's so much, like I love that they're the two fantasies that get Jess and Todd to finally do it, each of them kind of imagining, oh, what's the worst case scenario of this, is Jess going, he'll fall in love with him, like, oh my god, he'll discover he's gay. And like some of those lines were so silly, like, Jess, you can go, I'm gay now, like so silly in her imagination. She's like, you gay bet I will. Like all of those lines in her imagination were so wacky.
See, I can't help but think what the writer's room is like. It's just like, ooh, I like that idea. Ooh, I'm gay now. Like, you know?
Yeah. Like,
must have been fun.
Just sitting around there just being like, what's the worst possible scenario? And like, well, what if he likes it? Ooh, what if he loves it? What if he falls in love with him and they don't even need her? Like, all of that. Like, I totally on board. Like, I love her, like, escalating the conclusions within that dream. And
that's like such a normal thing for us ladies to do.
Okay.
Let's be real.
Good to know.
That could take 2 seconds.
Wrecked, telling us the truth of life, you guys.
Yes.
And kind of true on the other end, I'll say, because Todd is just like, oh, I gotta go with her. She'll get us killed. Like he's like, for our own safety, she loves me too much. I gotta save the world. Like he just no matter what, pictures himself the hero, and he's gonna do something to save the day.
Freaking Todd.
Oh, Todd. He's so simple and so. He's growing so much, and I feel like it's so great because he's such a stilted character, and he's so like set in his own ways and set in his feelings that we constantly see him pushing the boundaries of what he's willing to do, especially for Jess, which this seems like it is, because she's like, I'm gonna bang a pirate, and he's like, whoa, 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 and then later is like, nah, I guess it kind of worked out.
I have to do this for you.
I have to do this exactly for us. There was a beautiful moment too where I actually thought while they're in Tank Top's tent, that's a fun thing to say. There was a moment where he's just sitting there. He's like, you know, like, and what do you guys do to get ready? And like, he's just like talking them through sex. And I was like, is he gonna do a sex therapist thing with him? And I was like so delighted. He's just like, just listen to her. Just listen to what she's saying. And then he joins in later. So he's like, maybe not as much of a therapist as a guy who just was a little more in tune than they were. But I just thought it was such a funny scene.
I did not know. I don't think any of us knew what to expect going into that scene. But it was better than I thought it was going to be.
They do such a good job on the show. And I could sing this show's praises all day, which is basically what this show is. But let's just, I'll pare it down a little bit. But they do such a good job of just like subverting our expectations. They give us a sexy scene. They're already nude going into it. Like it cuts directly to them and like their genitals are fuzzed out, right? And then he's just like standing there like, all right, let's get this started. And you're like, oh, this is gross. And then they immediately go somewhere else with it. And then after that, they go right back to the sex thing. And they're like, oh, no, they absolutely do it. As soon as you think that they're not gonna, that's when they do.
Yeah.
So, yeah. They do such a good job of just like leading you to the water. And then you're the horse that won't drink or whatever it is. I don't know phrases, but.
That made sense.
Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, as long as that makes sense to you.
Yeah, it does.
That's all I need. So I was just delighted. And I think the other kind of smaller subplot in this is the third plot is Steve. Is Steve and the Barracuda, who I'm still... And after episode 6, we can talk about this more. But in this episode, I still ship it. I'm just like... And I loved the picnic. The picnic was so sweet.
And
the wine and the cheese just written on rocks.
I mean, that
was so sweet.
That takes effort too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not every day that you ride on a rock.
Right. Does he have chalk? Probably not. He had to go out there and find like a white rock that anyway.
Yeah.
It was work. It was clearly work and dedication. And I think that Steve is just so delightfully creative in those ways. You know what I mean? He's a little cowardly, obviously, but I loved when he was just like, geez, can you knock, V-neck? Sheesh, have you heard of knocking? It's like, what do you want me to knock on, Steve? Like one of the trees? Yeah, like, and just a bunch of those scenes with him. I loved it.
The Barracuda for sure loved it.
Yeah,
right? And
she really was into it.
She was just like, oh, Steve. Like,
yeah.
And I don't know. I think...
You're torn.
I am torn.
Yeah.
I think it's just something going on. I don't buy that she didn't really love him.
I also agree. I think there was definitely something real there, and I'm because of the way that this episode 6 ends, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. I think that she's gonna come back in a big way. Like it's not like she's gone.
Yeah.
They didn't shoot her. That's not what happened. That said, let's talk about this next episode because we lead pretty easily into it because at the very end of this episode, Steve barges in to like give her a real talk. He's actually bringing flowers. It's a cute guy he is, and he tries to bring her flowers and overhears that they're gonna kill everyone, cut them open and sell their like kidneys on the black market,
which go for, in case you guys want to know.
Oh yeah.
$200,000.
Bum, bum, bum. So if you guys, yes, very evil. If you guys are hard up for cash and you have a friend
that doesn't need
one of their kidneys, then you could sell it on some sort of black market.
But I suggest giving it to someone who actually needs.
That's probably a better idea.
Right?
Maybe.
Yeah. But here's the thing, like they don't. I guess they're thinking they're just gonna kill them all and get both of their kidneys each. It's like 2 for 1, like two.
One of my things is like, do they have enough ice to like carry all of those kidneys to a place where they're gonna be able to use them, or are they just gonna kill everyone right there, harvest their kidneys, and be like, well, we got a bunch of kidneys. What do we do with them now? I don't know, dude. I didn't think that far. Just you have them, right? I mean, put them in a sack. I don't know.
Well, see, and who says that they're actually going to be really good kidneys? They're probably a little bit dehydrated.
That's absolutely true.
We don't know.
They've been on an island for a long time.
Yeah. See, I'm glad we're asking these important questions.
These are the important questions, yeah.
There you go.
So, episode 6 is called Sister Mercy. This episode starts out with a song.
Yes.
Yeah, the bring me down to the corn, or bringing in the corn.
Bringing in the corn.
Bringing in the corn. Something, bringing in the corn. Oh man, so you can understand how she might go a little crazy if she had to sing that a lot.
I felt a little crazy right now.
Yeah, me too. A little bit. Karen is a sister wife, it turns out, with the former name of Sister Mercy. And so you kind of see this whole plot unfold about how she was a sister wife with these other sisters. The sisters try to like break out. She like tattles on them thinking she's helping them because they don't, maybe they're just misguided. But she's the one who's misguided because she's kind of, taken by Father Daddy. Father Daddy. Yeah.
I thought that's. I'm glad that
Daddy,
situation is not real. I mean, I know it is in like real life, but for them to call him Father Daddy was kind of funny.
Super silly and weird.
Father Daddy.
I loved it. That was a great just context for who she is, and it's so interesting that like we get this character who is like the most capable. Like she's clearly the most capable. She's killing these alligators.
Boars.
What was the creature?
The boar.
Yeah, the boar too. But like, what's the alligator? The black caiman.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, it was the black gay man. Yeah, the black caiman. Yeah. So she's super capable. She's a hunter. We get that scene in the end of scene 6. Of episode 6, where she shows the heart of the boar she's cut out, and she's like, "Look, I do a good job. Like,
Bam.
I'm a master at this."
Instead of drop the mic, drop the boar's
heart. Drop the heart. That's the new one. And it's super gross.
That was a great sound effect.
Super nasty. I'm sorry. This is the Nasty Mouth Sounds podcast. So that's the main thing, is this kind of subplot of, and it's a parallel too. It's not just like, oh, here's backstory. It's like, here's backstory, and it kind of parallels what's going on right now because we have basically Steve tells everyone we're all gonna die. So does Jess and Todd, because they overheard it from V-Neck after doing stuff.
They tell everyone first, and then poor Steve comes in later.
Yeah, to confirm it.
Yeah.
And none of them believe why he knows. He's just like, because I trusted someone, and they don't, whatever.
I love it when
funny.
you do Steve's voice. Yes.
I love Steve. I love Rhys Darby, and I just can't get enough of that accent. It's too fun. Too much fun.
But did you notice, like, when Karen's backstory was revealed on the episode, not just to us, Florence said, well, yeah, that makes sense. I think that's how all of us reacted.
Yeah, I think it's like, okay, yeah, that follows.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I see it.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was definitely a sense of that, like, this is crazy, but also, not really.
No, yeah. But I'm glad she was able to have a different outcome this time, because I really did think she was gonna stab everyone in the back.
Yeah, they really sold me on that. Like when they stabbed Steve, I was like, oh, Steve! I wrote Steve ? Those question marks were my fears. Steve, no! Yeah, exactly. I was very worried. So basically they give them all of that information about the upcoming, like, everyone gonna get their kidney snatched kind of thing, and Steve comes up with a daring plan to get the gun box, to get the keys to the boat from the Barracuda out of her tent. And, you know, so they put it in action, and they kind of create some little teams. Owen and Danny have their little team, which Owen invites Flo to, because of course he does.
Flo.
And one of my favorite scenes in this episode where she's like, guys, I got this. This always works. And she takes her bra off from underneath her dress. And then, like, I think we all kind of like, oh, she's going to, like, flash them or something. And, like, oh, that, you know, she's like, this always works for traffic tickets or whatever. And you're like, oh, are you going to, like, flash them or something? And then she runs over, my freaking bra! And she's just screaming. I can't find my freaking bra! Like, it was so wonderfully jarring and weird, and she's committed to it so hard, just screaming this, like, really kind of, like, guttural, like, nasty voice where she's like, ah, what the frick? And it was so weird, and I was so taken aback by it. And I think I was writing a note when that scene started, because I, like, whipped up from my computer to be like, what is happening? Really funny.
We'll see, and I kept thinking, wait, when is she gonna flash him?
It never came.
Is she not?
She's
no,
just not gonna. That's not part of it.
See, and I appreciate you, Florence, for trying something different.
Yeah, exactly.
It worked.
Yeah, exactly. She gets results, you guys. Flo gets results. I loved the dialogue in episode 6. I thought a lot of there are a couple lines that I wrote down because I just thought they were delightful. Oh man, like when Steve tells them the thing, they're like, oh man, that almost makes me forget that you're a murderer. Like, that one.
Well, but then Danny tries to make him feel better.
Yeah.
He's like, you killed a Nazi.
You killed a Nazi. That was
or did you kill Turtle? No, I killed Turtle.
I killed Turtle. Or did you kill a Nazi? It was too much. I really, really enjoyed that. This is also the episode where Jess and Todd are for reals, and he gets down on his knee and he's like, let's do this for real. It's very sweet, and like it's so much more than I expected for them, which is wonderful.
We'll see, and Pac is the first one to really see what happened.
And he's just standing there. I loved that scene when they walk over, they're talking to Tank Tom, and Pac's just sitting there like while they're kissing him, just like, what is happening? What is happening? He has such a good, incredulous, like, aghast face. Like, what? Like, he has a great sense of what.
I think that's how we were when we watched it for the first time, when stuff was going down.
What? Yeah, exactly. That is happening. I wrote down Paxel WTF. I just thought that was so funny. I loved the fight scene between Danny and the tongueless man.
Yeah.
That was really good. And all of his really mean jokes, he's like, man, these are all much meaner than I'm intending them. Like, they were
usually
really
like
mean.
a back and forth.
Yeah, it was really mean. He can't respond. And I love that it ended in that, like, Simba flip from, like, Lion King. He just, like, flips him, like, Scar over his head. It was so good. Yeah. And it was just such a classic, like I'm not hurting you, I'm subduing you. And it was just like, oh yeah, you're a real hero, Danny. You're a real hero boy.
See, and that's what Danny needed. Yeah. Because Flo and happening, he needed this.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and I felt so bad when he was telling his story, and Owen was like, yeah, hold on just 1 second. And he walks over and gets his kiss. That was a cute, super cute kiss.
Bros before.
Oh, snap.
I'm not going to finish it.
Do you think Flo is a hoe?
No.
Okay.
No.
All of that rhymed. Do you think Flo is a hoe? No. We didn't intend that. It's just perfect.
I'm just saying, Owen, just don't forget Danny.
Yeah.
I just felt bad for him.
I did too. And I mean, I think it's going to come to a head. I feel like the next episode is going to be
they're going to get married. Yeah.
Absolutely. And the kids are going to be beautiful. And some of them
are going to have like 4 kids. They're going to be adorable.
They're going to be two boys, two twins. And
Okay. Twins, yeah. We got your future plan. Don't worry, guys.
Don't stress. Well, yeah, we've already written it out. I really liked that like little huddle on the beach right before they go to do the mission. And Bruce is like, yeah, what if we hit them just real hard with the coconut and they die by accident? It's like, we get it, Bruce. You want to kill people. Okay, let's move on. I love it. They just call him out on it. Yeah, we get it. You want to kill people. Okay, let's
license to
keep
kill.
moving.
Yeah.
Can we get a license to kill? No. It's like, that's smart. Keep government out of it. Shut up, Bruce. Yeah.
It was nice to see all of them coming together. I think we've never seen this throughout like season 1, even, you know, up until now in season 2, because they're cliques, you know?
Yeah.
And before, Steve got a little power hungry, and now it's nice to see that everyone's working together to change everything.
Yes. It is all becoming such a rich tapestry of like people feeling certain ways about people and loyalties, and yeah, no, I'm super invested. And this episode does such a good job of leading us to an expectation of the ultimate expectation of they're getting off the island. Like everything goes right. More or less, they're able to subdue everyone they need to subdue. They're able to subdue Barracuda after having that like kind of back and forth between Steve. Like Steve has the gun and is pointing it at them, but at Barracuda, but at them, and like it's so great. And they're about to get off the island. They're like literally screaming, "This feels like the end! This feels like the end!"
Yeah.
I had to look up and make sure that was not the last episode. I was like, "Is this it? Is this how they're doing it?"
Yeah,
like,
because we
no.
knew this, but of course, you just never know what to expect with TV.
Yeah.
But
and with these guys, because they do so well at like subverting our expectations. So they are like, yeah, it's the end. No, it's not. I know it's not now because you told us. So I'm just so excited to see. We have 4 more episodes this season. 4 more opportunities to learn more about these guys and for them to like condemn themselves onto this island forever. So I mean, I don't think that that's going to be the ultimate thing, but I do think that I hope there are several more seasons of them having to struggle on the island because I just enjoy the show too much.
Or it could go from like wrecked to not so wrecked.
Okay.
Or something, you know, because I don't want them to be there forever.
From wrecked to pirates, like season 3 is just
Ooh.
pirates, and they're all pirates now.
Pirates of the Wrecked.
Yeah, Pirates of the Wrecked. I like that one. That's a good title.
Thank you.
If you like her title, Pirates of the Wrecked, tweet hashtag Pirates of the Wrecked at Amy Cassandra TV.
Thank you.
It's a good title, you guys.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So in the end, we have nothing but high hopes for our peeps.
Well, they have all their suitcases in that little tiny.
I was like, well, how are you gonna get all those suitcases? Like get on the boat.
Gravity.
Get out of the
Like
right. I'm worried that that's gonna be the first scene of the next episode. Is like, yeah, we're all going home, and then why all of our luggage? And they just like the boat goes down, and they're like, all right, well now what? I don't know. Swim.
Who knows how to swim?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Any expectations? Any predictions? I think it's actually time for predictions.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
In case you didn't know, predictions are haunted.
They are.
Amy, what do you got?
I predict that Flowen is gonna stay together for the rest of the season. Danny's gonna be fine because Owen and Danny are gonna work it out.
Okay.
Karen is gonna keep doing her thing, but she's gonna help more with hopefully them leaving the island. And Steve and Karen are gonna team up together somehow.
Okay, I like it.
That's what I'm thinking. What are you thinking?
I like all of that. I agree with all of that. I also would like to see like a Karen-Danny romance, maybe.
What?
Or because they both have weird senses of self. You see what I'm saying? Like his family thinks he's a piece of garbage, and she like lived with a group of people who didn't value her in a way that is real. So I feel like they're both gonna like need something in a way and be the only one available for the other one. That's what I think. That's what I hope.
Yeah, well, and that's when you see like things happening, you know, when you're alone and you need someone and someone comes in, it's like, hey, that's how Flowen
That's how it happened. He needed help with this crazy lady who insisted that this was it a rock was his baby?
A rock.
Yeah. So
they were twins.
Yeah, they were twins. Yeah,
but
I remember.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah, delightful. I'm hoping to see more of V-neck and of tank top. I'm really enjoying them. They're delightful. Barracuda, I hope is okay. I honestly hope that we get Barracuda back on our side.
Gosh, she's such a rock star.
She's such a rock star. She's so dope, and there was in that picnic scene such a sense of tenderness and of warmth, and I really want to see that unfold, especially with Steve. Like I hope that they are able to bring each other out. Maybe Steve will get a little bit more like, you know, gung-ho about like being a man about stuff or whatever. You know, he was trying to hide in the pit again during the fight, so like we could definitely.
It could be like Steve, Barracuda, and Karen.
Oh, like a big unit of of delight.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah, it could
I'm
happen.
into it. What pairings do you want to see? Tell us in the comments below or tweet at us, hashtag AfterBuzzTV or at AfterBuzz TV, or at our own things. You can find Amy. Where can people find you, Amy?
Well, thank you. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at AmyCassandra_TV and AmyCassandra.com, and here around AfterBuzz with World of Dance and American Ninja Warrior and Daytime Divas.
Very fun. You check her out. You can find me, Andrew Mena, online at Twitter at Andrew Mena, on Instagram at the Andrew Mena, and if you like D&D podcasts, check that out. I do one that updates every Saturday. It's called Welcome to the Dungeon Hole.
Welcome to the Dungeon
Welcome to the Dungeon Hole. It's available on SoundCloud and iTunes. Check us out, like us, review us, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye,
guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Jesus, Karen!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.